to episode 2. This is episode 2 of Let's Play Vintage Story. We are back in the place where I decided to settle. Now I've just done a little bit of housekeeping work before restarting for this episode. We are getting into the late evening, and I figured I'd set up a camp kind of off camera a little bit. So I made a bed and I made a campfire, got a little bit of firewood. Probably continue with that sort of thing. One thing we can also do, now that we're settling here, we can, I don't want to say permanently, but we can semi-permanently put that down. We could plant, in fact, we probably should plant ASAP. Tell you what, this area out here looks like a pretty good place to plant stuff, at least generally speaking. Tell you what, I can put these, 1, 2, maybe something like that. So now all of these spaces on this island are within 2 of the ocean there. I'll just get rid of some of this grass. So what I can basically start doing is making this peninsula a little farming peninsula. And I think I'm going to do that before I do anything else this episode, because the sooner I plant, the sooner we get harvests of flax. And we're going to need that. And I think I'm going to need 2 flint hoes, so I'm going to make 2. You can just go right across like that, and down like that, and then make a second one right away. Now obviously we're going to be running a little bit low on storage here, so we're going to have to address that really soon. Yeah, one reason that we're doing this thing with the planting right away is it's going to help us with inventory by getting rid of some of our seeds. But anyway, I made this tool rack here. Again, the tool rack was just sticks like that. And we'll make a second one there, okay. And I've already put my 2 knives down, but I can put the shovel and axe here temporarily, and that's good enough for now. Okay, so now we'll make a couple hoes. Alright, and we'll start plowing this entire area. So, you want to target oh. I can't plow a forest floor, okay. So let me go get my shovel again. Forest floor is just the soil that develops when you have a forest biome, and all you gotta do is just mine it up and put it back down. Let me I'll eat these, there we go. Okay, gotta make room. And when you place it back down, it becomes the low fertility soil. So you're just looking to make sure that all the forest floor here is low fertility soil. Pretty easy to convert. And yeah, so that tells me, frankly, that we were in a forest biome, and we're just correcting the forest biome a little bit. Alright, okay, here it is. It's hard to see, really. But that should do it for that side. So we'll put these back down. Okay, and then we'll do the same here. So, you know, slightly inconvenient, but really not a huge deal. Okay, and then just a few more of them here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these ones in the middle, I think, are not, but it doesn't matter because I'm not planting there. So there we go. So there is a nice, well-manicured peninsula. Now, I'll note that I have 43 flax seeds, so really what we're going to start out by doing is making room for all 43 of them. And as you can see, the moisture on each of these ends up being 100 because they're close enough to the ocean. If I had... These ones would probably be 75, maybe 100, but I don't mind having the ferns there, it's fine. So that's like 8, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, I think. 24, 25, 26, 27. We'll call that 28. 29, and that's forest floor. 30, 31. It will be. Well, I gotta plow it first, I guess. So let's call it 30, 31, 32, 33. Go ahead and get rid of the sand. I might need to fix that water later, but that's fine. Alright, so this is all good. Yeah, okay. And it is getting dark out. Okay, and there's our other hoe coming automatically into our inventory there. You can avoid that plant, that grass that's sitting here, just by going under the actual entity like that. Okay, so this is pretty much enough to get my flax in. We're just going to put the flax in real quick, and then I'll do the rest in the morning. Let's put these in our thing there. Okay. Oh, I'm using canned crops too. Okay, let me, can. Is there a guide for can? So we may have a mod conflict happening here, or it may just be, I tell you what, this is something that I'm just not very used to. I've tried really hard to get canned crops to work, and I failed the last time I tried. So really what we need to do is we need to bring over the Vintage Story mod page. And, sorry about the lag there. We'll go over to can. Okay. I would really like to get this up and running. Okay. To make a new farmland block, just use default host before. Farmland blocks in creative menu are default ones. I'll add more modded bit later. Okay. After you create a new farmland, you can plant seeds on it as before if plant is defined. Now all vanilla crops plus more crops mod are added. Blah blah blah. To get crop seeds with better parameters, you need selection sticks. Okay, so as a result of the farmland block can now appear. 6 will be removed after crop appeared. Farmer's X skill ability will create canned crops farmland and will let player to plant seeds on it. Is this a patch? Oh, it is a patch. Okay, I think I actually need to do that. So let's save this. This may have an impact. Look, worst case scenario, I'll simply... And we're getting tons of lag again. Worst case scenario, we'll simply, I'll just go into creative mode and fix all this farmland with, you know, with creative mode. Alright, so I'm actually going to quit because we're getting lag again. Just going to make sure that we address that. Obviously, when you have both record and stream on, it creates a few issues that are questionable. Okay, so we're going to go back into the game and we'll try this mod here. Right. I'm surprised they haven't come out with a new version of Vintage Story in a little bit. It's been over a week. Usually when you get a new update, they are pretty on top of that. Okay, with the X Skills mod, so there might be two things that happen here. This might fix the issue with the not being able to pull up the X skills menu. And then, you know, it might also create well, it might fix the issue with not being able to plant the crops. So we're gonna see. My cat sure does like laying on my lap. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. It wants to download X skills, but it's like not recognizing that X skills comes from the one version that I'm using is not the same as the one. So long story short, we can't do canned crops yet. We might try that later, but once again, I've been not able to make this work. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. All my farmland is gonna be little white question mark lands now, and we're just gonna go into creative real quick, and we're going to change that. So just 1 second. Issues with this now. Thought I disabled that. Can crops. Yeah. Tell you what, let me just sometimes you have to delete this right out of your folder. So if I go to can I'll just do a search by date modified. Can crop, I'll just delete that. And then the other one should be up here. Can jewelry. Where is it? Okay, we're not seeing it. Let's just search. Okay, so I'll just get rid of that one too. Hello? Let's quit the game. Alright, delete. Okay, this is really infuriating me. Okay, let's go back to mods. Let me try searching for it again. Okay, it seems to have deleted. It was just taking its time. Okay, so now if we go back into the game. Yeah, this is a little bit dangerous. You do run the risk of corrupting your world, but the canned stuff should be out of there. Except for canned jewelry, which we'll keep. Because that's less incompatible. Okay, it seems to be... Would it have brought up the incompatibility thing by now? I think it might have. No, let's just see if it loads in. I'll explain this when we return here. Alright, sorry guys, I had to take care of something real quick. Stop the recording. We're gonna just restart the recording in just a minute. So I'm currently streaming still, but I'm not recording. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fix this. So we're gonna go game mode, creative. And we're gonna go ahead and get a farm. Wait, this is all low fertility soil. Damn, okay. I guess I have to stick with that. Okay, so we got low fertility soil. Okay. So this will be something that just shows up on camera when I resume my recording. Generally speaking, you know, I do a lot of fixing things in creative mode, and I try really hard to keep myself honest. But sometimes I just have games that are just, you know, you can't do anything with. So, okay, that is that. And now if I go back to survival, game mode, survival. Okay, so now we've gotten rid of the can thing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna start recording, and I'm gonna make this the beginning of my second episode. And welcome back to Let's Play Vintage Story. Off camera, between episodes, I set up camp. Made a little campfire, made a little woodpile, made a little bed, put my thing down. Started doing agriculture. We're going to go over how to do that in just a minute, but because we've got a rift here, and we've got drifters spawning, we got to get to bed. So we're going to get to bed. Surprised I didn't get completely clobbered by these drifters. Now, there are ways to... Oh, shit. I just realized something. Okay. This doesn't have to be a deal breaker. But I just realized we're in a temporarily unstable area. See that wheel turning counterclockwise? Okay, so here's what you do. We don't want to settle here, but it's okay to have some farm here. So we don't want to put... I should have looked at this earlier. Usually there's not as much temporal instability as there used to be in this game. But you just gotta go find a place that's temporarily stable to actually put your roots down. Okay, well, nowhere over there is really temporarily stable. I think this might be worse over here. How about over here? Alright, this sucks. Alright, I tell you what, I'm so fucking over this. I'm gonna keep streaming, but I'm gonna restart the entire Let's Play. And the reason is, because this world, I don't like this world at all. Not satisfied with my first episode. I'm very dissatisfied with everything that I've done so far today. So we're gonna go ahead and delete all this stuff. All the movies that we've made so far. We're gonna do a new episode 1. Okay. Huh, I wonder what that is. So delete all that. Okay, so we're gonna get out of this world. Okay, at least we've tested the mod and we've got the can system figured out. We've got it, we've excised it entirely from the game. Okay, so let's get this, we'll delete that. Incidentally, that should free up space. Yeah, it freed up a little bit. It's still got some weird thing happening there. Alright, I'm just gonna restart the game. going to start episode 1. Oh, I need to empty my recycle bin. Hold on. And welcome to Let's Play Vintage Story. I believe we are on season arguably 4, although I think 2 of those seasons were very incomplete. This is going to be a new playthrough that we're doing, and I will point out almost immediately that this is my second attempt at making this work. Had a little wrinkles with the mods. Let me just show you the mods that I'm using real quick. Pretty much standard. One note is that I've got the Auto Sifter mod, which is still in 1.18, but it works. I've got the Better Ruins mod, importantly. Oh, I need to get that. Why isn't that activated? Okay. I've got all these different mods. I'm trying to get some information on the big ones here. We do have the Rivers mod installed, which we're going to talk about. We do have the VS Villages mod, which we're going to talk about. But overall, you know, you can get, and we also have the X Skills mod, and this is kind of a development version that's kind of released by somebody else. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but the long story short is that that mod was released by somebody else besides the author, who just kind of took the author's code and updated it for 1.19 without any benefit. There's a big debate going on the mod page about whether that's appropriate. My opinion is, maybe a little bit not appropriate, but pretty minor, and it's very clear the guy's not trying to do anything bad. He's just trying to bring this mod up to the new version. So let's get into a world. We're going to start a new world here, and we're going to call it Let's Play Season, and I'm just going to put X for now. We're going to use the standard. I mean, there's exploration, wilderness, survival, Homo sapiens that doesn't have lore stuff. Wilderness is about survival and combat. Exploration is like de-emphasizing those two things. Creative is creative, but then standard is your all-around good play thing. We're going to up the world blocks, game mode survival. I'm going to leave the inventory drop for 20 minutes, not 10. We're going to enable cave-ins, keep all this stuff as is, and we're going to go and double our hit points to 30. I usually like to play like that. Alright. Food spoilage rate we're going to turn down to 75, and search radius on the Pro Pick we're going to turn it up to 8. Global deposit spawn will keep normal. We're going to do most cubic blocks for you know, whatchamacallit, chiseling. Keep lore content. I am importantly clicking on color accurate world map. Now I've made macros to change that status, so if we want to try the new map system, we can. I've tried it a few times. It's not bad. It looks nice, kind of, but it's also like really weird and not helpful in looking for things on the map. So I'm gonna go to the old school map. All right. Here, importantly, since we're using the Rivers mod, we have to scale this down a bit. So I'm going to scale the land cover down to 70. And the land cover scale, I'm going to turn up to let's do 200. You want to turn this down slightly and turn this up a little bit to make that happen. 30% upheaval is fine. Landform scale 100. Next thing we need to look at is, let's see. We'll keep all that default. I'm going to get rid of class exclusive recipes. Alright. I think that's good. So we're going to go ahead and create a world. And I didn't put a seed in this time. When I tried it my first time, I put my cat's name in as the seed. And I just don't want to have a repeat of that. Although it would technically form differently than what's going to come here. Now, once we spawn in, there's immediately going to be some interesting things that we're going to have to look at and talk about and acknowledge. One of them is the fact that the Rivers mod basically overhauls world generation to some extent. And we're going to notice that right away. And we're going to have to deal with rivers. Secondly, we're going to notice maybe there are fewer VS villages, which is not a bad thing. I thought there were maybe too many spawning without the rivers. So now that we have rivers and they make them spawn less, that might be a good thing. Third thing, we're gonna have to configure a couple of the mods real quick out of the gate, which is fine. But as usual, on a first episode, we're ultimately looking for something that is going to be a good place to settle and that is beautiful. So I can already see a river on the thing. 10 days until my first storm. Let's go ahead and find a dude. I usually like to let's see. I don't really care that much what let's see. Also, that's fine. That's all fine. All right. Last time I was so I've never been a malefactor before. And I like a lot of these traits. You get more loot, you have the ability to get vessels. My favorite class to be is the Blackguard, because you get better melee damage and mining speed. But you get hungry faster, you're nearsighted. And you lose some looting. So anyway, Clockmaker is cool. I like the class. Malefactor. Hunter does get ooh, they get the 10% walk speed. Damn it. Range damage, range accuracy. I don't know. And I often have been the tailor, but since I turned off class exclusive recipes, I don't think that's as good. So I'm going to be the malefactor, which is basically the thief in this game. Okay, already seeing some cool stuff. And we've got slate that's up in the surface, bizarrely. Usually that would be... What is that? Is that a better ruin thing? I gotta investigate this right away. I'm gonna mark my world spawn, though. Incidentally... Hold on. We already have a rift opening world spawn. Okay. So I'm gonna save that. And maybe pin that for now. Probably take the pin out later, but... We have a little tiny river here. We've got a bigger river there. Sorry, I got scared with my hands. And then everything else is kind of normal. But so we have mountains there. Let me just start getting sticks and stuff. But this fact that we're okay, and I see a building right up there. That is actually the temporal. That's the teleportation network building here. So we're gonna take a look at that in just a minute. But I wanted to first investigate this little thing that we're spawning on top of, which is this bizarre occurrence of cracked slate at the surface of the world, which normally you would not expect to see up here. You would normally expect, let's see, we'll just grab this flint. Is there any more flint down here? Whatever. And I don't like the fact that there's a rift spawning already. Rifts are so annoying, and I get that they're part of the game, but come on. Alright, so I guess I'll make a shovel right out of the gate, which is usually not my first move, but I am so curious about why this is here. Okay. So with the and by the way, you make things with flint by just shift right clicking, picking the recipe you want, and then you carve out the voxels. Actually, I'm going to put this bush back down. Okay. So here is this weird box thing, and I just cannot help but dig down and see if there's something down here. And if it's just a random thing, then so be it. I mean, that's just slate rock. Nothing. Okay, nothing. I guess, I mean, I could try digging over here. But I doubt we're gonna find anything, you know? I think it's just a weird thing. Alright, well, let's get rid of that dirt. We don't need it. Okay, so going back to a more normal mode of operation, the first thing you want to do when you spawn into a world is you want to make a knife and start getting reeds. Cooper's reeds, which are cattails. So I'm just going to break a few more of these branches, get a few more sticks real quick. And then we're going to go and find a piece of flint. We need another one at least to make a knife. Ooh, there's boars, I think, right? Yep. So we got pigs right here. And I'm going to start being a little bit more generous on marking things like pigs, boars, on the map this time than I might normally. because I think they made a change. I think they made animals be a little bit more rare to spawn. Now, I will point out that we do have the medieval expansion mod, which adds aurochs, which are basically cows, to the game. So we're definitely going to be taking advantage of some of those. Here's some more flint. Okay, we're going to shift right-click down and we're going to select the knife recipe. Holding Alt so we don't wave our body all over the place while we're carving. Just left-clicking these voxels until we outline the shape of what we're outlining. And then I'll make a knife by putting a stick on it. And now we have a knife. Okay. Now, let's make a decision. I'm going to start out by going this way because that's where the building is that we see in the distance. Let me grab this. I'm going to grab flint and sticks along the way. Avoid upsetting these boars. Oh, we're actually in the process of failing at that. Now, I definitely want reeds, but I didn't feel like getting injured by the boar to get some. So we're going to go up here and check this out first. Okay, here's a gravestone. This is something that's just very, very, you know, lightly added by the... Oh, sweet. We get 25 bonus cattails right out of the gate, plus 14 sticks. And I'm going to take these bones because we can use those for tools too. I'll leave everything else. Actually, can I? No. Okay, I guess I can't put that down. I can't put it back in the chest, damn it. Oh well. I may have to get rid of these. I like collecting the different clothings, but oh shit. Holy shit, that is a double-headed. That guy could kill me so easily, and yet I kind of want to take... Well, I believe he is generated with that building, obviously. So I'm going to mark this as drifters. So this is part of the teleportation network mod, and the thing you got to know about that is that sometimes it spawns a hostile version of a teleporter, and this is that one. What I will say though is having found that grave super convenient, because we can immediately make 2 hand baskets by making, what you need is 2 in each slot, and then this wraps around and we'll get 2 handbags out of that. So we need 5 more to make our 3rd. This guy's just walking around. I could take him out. I mean, it wouldn't be easy or safe, but I can make a couple, you know, make 3 spears. The only reason that I want to maybe take this guy out is they drop temporal gears, and it'd be kind of nice to have some right away. Of course, he's going after me, so... but we do have 1 spear, so I can start throwing that on him if he gets close again. And our health is fine. I mean, those rocks do minimal damage. Where is he? He's right there. Okay. Well, let's see if I can get these banged out real quick while he's down there. Keeping my eyes out for him to come back. So if he gets in melee range and hits me, that would be bad. This is a very unconventional start to my vintage story, so to speak. Again, usually I'm harvesting cattails at this point, so making 3 spears right out of the gate, it's a pretty aggressive start, to be honest. But I think it could be worth it. Where'd he go? He's down here. And there's tons of reeds over here, so I'll definitely be happy to go down there and get some of them. Okay, it's going to take about, I'm guessing, 10 hits with the javelins. And I keep missing. Let's call that 4, I think. About 6, maybe 7. Okay, he might have, wow, he just about hit me. So we're getting, I don't want to say close, oh boy. We're probably getting somewhat close to finishing this guy off. There he goes, okay. So we actually did a good thing there, and we killed a double-headed drifter on day 1, which I cannot honestly say I've ever done before. And we do get a temporal gear, rusty gears, and wax fibers. And that is a great thing. The temporal gear in particular is quite rare, and everyone this early, oh my god. There's all these candles, and if you get bones, there's a Age Lectern, and there's a trader here. Sweet. Okay. I actually don't think I can take the candles. I think this is all locked in. Okay, so this is an artisan. So he would sell me like paintings and stuff. I could sell him peat brick if I wanted to get even more gears. I already have 4, but I don't really want to buy anything yet, so I'm just gonna mark him down. Oops. Did I get my bones back? Not that it matters that much, but see, if I were to try to take something like this, it would not let me. So, okay. Interesting stuff. Kind of a big deal. Let's focus on what I should be focusing on day 1, though. So on day 1, you really want to get yourself a boatload of these cattails. Now, I'm going to just make a little bit more room in my inventory here. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start collecting both the top part of the cattail there as well as the root, because I want to have it so whenever we settle somewhere, I'm going to have all these cattail roots that will continually grow me this renewable resource of cattail tops, which we use for a bunch of things, ranging from baskets to, you know, beehives to, what else? Boats and sails and rushes and ropes, and it's just a lot you use these things for. So, oh, that bird scared me. So, right now we're going for our initial hand baskets. You need 10 per hand basket. You loop it around in a little scoop of 5 times 2 each, and you end up with a pretty good, you get 3 slots of storage per per hand basket. Your hotbar is your only storage, like, inherently. So you need to get, you know, personal storage things like these right away, so you can enhance your ability to carry more. So we've got almost enough to make our full complement of that's different type of rock. In any event, actually, see it there too. I think it's, so there's something with the river mod that generates different rock types around riverbeds sometimes, which is cool, but it doesn't lead to necessarily, I don't think anyway, I don't think it leads to there being like that rocks types of minerals deep underground. I think it's more of a superficial surface thing. Could be wrong on that. Alright, now we've got 20 more, so let's do our 2 remaining hand baskets. Now we've got our full complement of 12 additional inventory slots. Now on top of that, we're also going to go ahead and get another 24 cattail. And the reason for that is we want to make a regular basket, not just a hand basket, but a regular basket, which we can use with the carry-on mod to get ourselves an additional 8 slots, for a grand total of 20 additional slots on top of the 10 that we inherently start with in our hotbar. And that is kind of the best case scenario for creating a pretty good inventory at the beginning of the game. And that is your mission on day 1. Just to be quite frank with you, you should do that on day 1. Now, if you're doing a standard world and you didn't customize it like I did, you should probably, oops, I got distracted there. You should probably go ahead and consider changing your world to have the old school map, which is called the color accurate map. It's a better map. It gives you more information about the surrounding land, and it, there's no real downside as far as I can tell. So we need 24 of these things. And by double harvest, I'm left clicking with the knife, by the way, to harvest these. And by harvesting it once, but twice here, I get the root as well. And we've got 20, we need 4 more. There's so many here. So it really doesn't matter that I'm taking all these with me. In a pinch, you can also cook the cattails. But yeah, like your survival priorities on day 1 literally should go in the following order. You should probably get cattails immediately. Secondly, maybe arguably a little bit of food. Third, you need to start looking for shelter. And particularly what I mean is having a bed, hopefully, or at least a safe area you can avoid drifters at. We'll talk about drifters in a little bit. But yeah, we've got enough now for our basket. I'm just getting the remaining roots here that I can to get maybe a full stack of roots. Now, in your game, you don't have to do this. You can just get the initial, 40 cattails that you need. Or if you have the carry-on mod and you want to get the reed basket, maybe get a total of 64. What I'm getting are 64 roots, which is having the effect of giving me more cattail top parts because I found 25 right out of the gate. So theoretically I'll have an excess of 25 cattails or something like that. Well, so that is your priority, and we are doing well to accomplish our priority. It is 4 o'clock in the evening, though, I will point out. It's later than I'd like it to be because we spent some time dealing with that double-headed drifter, saving the artisan trader. So that's cool. Now I will say that those teleportation things happen, they appear in a lot of places in the world, and you can repair them and then you have like a fast travel system is basically what it ends up being. And so I'd certainly recommend that, especially to players who want to have like long distance operations happening in their world. Okay, so that is 60, this will be 62, 3. We need 1 more after that. 1 more root. And then we'll go on to the next step. Here, wait, actually these are the last 2. Okay, we need a new knife. Shift right click on the ground, select knife, beat it out with the other flint in your hand. You can also use hard stones like granite, although they don't last as long. And you can also use basalt, which lasts as long. You can also use bone handles on these. And you probably should, because sticks are a little bit more valuable at this point than bone is. Okay, so there we go. So that is a full stack of cattails, and I think I literally harvested all of them from this area. So that's interesting. We can take these now, and we can make them into a basket like so. We can actually make 2, which is awesome. Okay. Kind of like this little island that I'm on, but no, we need to find a place to shelter for the night. We could shelter in there. Does he have a nice bed? We'll have to go see. I will note that we're in a shale biome, slate biome, sorry. What was that? Where did that bug out? Did you guys see that rock bug out? That was weird. Or was that a raindrop? I bet it was a raindrop. I think I was just seeing a weird animation stage of a raindrop. So we do have the granite sand here. Not sure if that means it. Actually, there are granite stones. Huh. So I guess, yeah, this turns into granite. So this is the granite slate barrier right here. And I like to mark barriers using kind of a purpley thing in this little symbol. So now we know where the granite slate cutoff is. You can see the slate is here, the granite's up here, so it's somewhere, it kind of goes like that, it looks like. And that's granite there, but that appears to be slate down here. So it probably continues on in that diagonal. Okay, So let me just investigate his sleeping situation. I did not take note of it earlier. He has no bed whatsoever. Okay, interesting. A lot of times traders will have a nice bed that you can take advantage of. But in the absence of having a trader with a nice bed, the next best thing is to start gathering some dry grass. You're going to need about 27. I'm going to say get more if you can. I'm going to say get some odd number above 29, basically. And you actually, no, I'm sorry. You need an even number above 29. So get 30, 32, 34, whatever. Because you're going to need to make a few torches, you're going to need a fire starter, and you're going to need to make a fire. And a bed. So I'm going to get 40, and that should be good. And this is a river. We're going to talk about this, but this mod added these rivers that flow. So it's flowing that way, interestingly enough. And I could ride it to, you know, get places. By the way, they added some new blocks too, including this red clay deposit, which isn't being recognized by my auto map marker mod, which I need to talk about too. We will talk about that in just a minute. There's a cow. So let's just mark that manually. Red clay, and I'm going to do bright red with a pot symbol. There's the meteors from the Meteoric expansion mod coming in, which is nice. Okay. And there's a cave. I marked caves with pink dots. I'll explain this all in a minute. Let's see here. I don't think I want to be in the granite biome ultimately, though. It's fine. It's lovely. Love your hair, but no, we're not probably going to stay here. That being said, it never hurts to mark a few caves out when you're out and about. So what I've done, I've got the auto map marker mod installed. What that does is it does something that a more famous mod used to do called Campaign Cartographer. Basically what it does is it automatically logs certain features in your world. Okay, is this a walnut tree? Yeah, it's walnut. I'm going to mark this walnut. Usually walnut, I mean usually trees I don't mark at all, but walnut is somewhat rare at this stage of the game. So let's mark it. I also will note that there's a Crimson King maple there. You can see it on the map. That's weird how it has that like red delay on the sides. Huh. Okay, so I think what I might do is head down this way, down this side of the river. And I kind of like following the river because if I ever need to get back, I guess I could just jump in the river and go back that way. There's some chickens. Do I mark them? I guess I do. We probably won't mark most animals in this game going forward, but I will mark some now just to kind of keep track of where animals are. I'm not going to mark the cows. The cows are so common. Since they're modded, I think they spawn in more. I'm not sure. I'm going to take any and all flax that I come across. But that's one of the only crops that I would consider taking right now. And it is getting awfully dark. Alright, so we're getting back into this slate biome. And it's getting dark, and we need to find a place to settle down for the night. It's relatively safe. I like maybe this other shore of this river. So I'm going to pop over here. Try to get me landed on the shoreline here. That was kind of dicey. Okay, let's make... I've got deer. It's pretty hard to deal with the deer right now, so I'm not going to deal with them. Let's make our little camp right about here. Not so far from where we spawned in, and right across from where the boars were. We'll make our camp. So take your dried grass and form it into these 4. and click 3 times. Get 3 hay, and then go 3 across, make it into a bed. Alright, there's the bed. Next thing, we're going to take our grass, we're going to shift right click it onto the ground. We're also going to put 1 there. We're going to take 2 sticks and go like that. And that creates a fire starter. And you can actually lean that right up against here by shift control right clicking. Alright, is there a tree here, or is this just leaves? It says maple. Okay, we have 1 maple. Great. Is that enough? Or... I guess I'll take it. Oh, I need an axe. So select the axe recipe, get rid of these voxels. The axe is useful anyway. Okay. So with the axe, and we put a stick under it to get the axe fully formed. We'll go ahead and harvest that. I think we only need 1 tree trunk, tree log. Okay. Incidentally, we ended up with a birch seed there, so I'll go ahead and replant that for the future. There we go. Okay, so now that we're here, go ahead and put this here and axe above it. You get 4 firewood. You can also throw these stones. Okay, so the 4 firewood, we're going to go over to the fireplace and go up. And then we're going to go ahead and take a few more sticks and all the rest of our dried grass and make them into these unlit torches. We're going to go ahead and put the torches directly into the fire here. Now we're going to go grab that fire starter we made, and we're going to shift right click on this until it lights. And it lit right away, which is convenient. I'll put that right back there. And so what this is now doing is it's cooking up those torches, and we'll get those in the morning. Let's go to bed for the night. Sleep 7 hours, it's 21, which is best, basically 9 o'clock, which means that we're going to wake up a little bit after 4 o'clock a.m. And I can tell you right now, we're probably going to be out of our hunger bar, and so we're going to have to find food relatively quickly. Okay, so that is the night. It is not even 4 o'clock yet, okay. But we still are waiting on some torches there, so we'll wait a little bit longer. Now, I could try to go after these deer, but I'm not going to do that. It's just a little bit more complicated than I need it to be. I'm going to wait. Now, it is spring now, but in the summer, it would already be light, or it starts to get light pretty quickly here. But we're making torches so we can at least see in the night, and we get 1 more here. And there's definitely some sort of wildlife making a noise nearby. I'm not sure what it is. Probably from the Critters mod. Alright, we'll put 1 torch in that offhand, and we'll put the rest of them here. Now, I will say if we ever cross the river, we need to be careful because the torches will extinguish. Let's head down this way, I think, is the way to go. So what you do is you push X to get it in your offhand, and then if you're holding something besides a torch in your main hand, it won't go out. But let me show you what happened if it does go out. Okay, see how that goes out? We'll go up here, and then you can just place it on the ground. And use your remaining torches to light it back up. It's one of the main reasons why people sometimes will separate their torches into 2 separate stacks so they can relight the ones if the ones go out. Okay. Control Shift M brings up the auto map marker. Now I've already set this to be what I want it to be, but you can set these different things yourself, including traders have all a thing. And I've done 3 custom map markers, which are all Control Alt and then like 1, 2, and 3 for the things that it does. But basically, I mark caves, with 1, surface ruins with 2, and underground ruins with 3. And oh shit, that scared me. God dang it, that scared me. Holy cow. Oh my god, that freaked me out. I was not expecting to get attacked. That was like such a jump scare for me. I'm getting such a weird, interesting reflection on these blocks. I think it's the lighting, the current like daylight situation. Okay, so yeah, one thing to note, boars are aggressive now. They weren't always aggressive, but they are now. We desperately need some berries or something to eat. I'm gonna keep going this way, but have my eyes peeled for berries right now. I don't need a lot, I just need enough to not die. But it feels very, very green here, doesn't it? Alright. Continue getting that. So I just like punched the ground there. That gave me the peat indicator. This is quartz. That's going to come up as a white pickaxe on the map. And that's the auto map marker. And those are the ones that just happen by me interacting in a certain way with certain things in the world. There's, okay. Is this, okay, that's edible mushroom. We're going to eat that right away. You know it's edible because my auto map marker marked it as a green mushroom and not a red one. And it restored a small amount of health. So that's a lifesaver. That'll keep me from losing too much life while we continue looking for better food sources. There's some little critters down there. I don't think they're harvestable for food, but I could be wrong. Okay, I see a fruit tree. Right here, it looks like. I'm going to keep eating these mushrooms. This fruit tree is not going to be ripe with fruit, but I might want to take part of it. So now that we've survived the first night, we're basically looking for a place to stay more permanently. Now, it doesn't have to be our permanent base, but it just needs to be a place where we age up and perfect some technology and have a plan to get wherever we want to go, ultimately. Oh, and there's a second pear tree there, too. Okay, so that gave us quite a bit of pear tree saplings, as well as a little bit of firewood. We've marked that, but frankly I like to change the color to the type of fruit that it is, so that's that. Alright, so I do want to go across here, and ultimately here's a trader, so I want to get over to there. In fact, I see him on the horizon. Okay, let's head towards that. And I think I see another fruit tree directly ahead. And there's another boar. Let's try to avoid... Oh, that's a beautiful turquoise starfish. I'm gonna mark that. Starfish. I use that weird symbol that I never use. That'll spark my curiosity to come back there. I just don't have the inventory space to justify it right now. But I could justify getting yet more pear tree saplings. I'm gonna have a little pear orchard, I guess, whenever I get where I'm going. Get that. The stone axe does take a minute. I've seen, I don't know about you guys, I've seen videos like survivalist people-y videos that are like a guy making a stone axe in the wilderness and like using it to like survive. If I do Control-Alt-1, I add that pink dot to the map. That's what I use for unexplored caves. Alright. This looks like it might be a meteoric iron impact zone. And it is not. It is just a random concentric circle. Okay, we've got another river there. Maybe... I was gonna say maybe I have some block I can use, but I don't think I do. Let's head over here and check out who this trader is. Now, we've seen the artisan trader in the teleportation network tower. But let's see about this one. Building mats. Alright, so this is nice. Very convenient to have this place here where we can get some good building material, which is nice early in game. Okay, so now just kind of explain. I'm looking for a place to settle down. I'm looking for a place that's beautiful, that has access to resources, that maybe is connected or accessible somehow to the rest of the world that I'm living in and playing with. Okay, here's some ruins. Oh, there's a lot of ruins here. But as I was saying in my prior attempt at recording, I've come to learn, and I agree, that the first criteria for finding a place to live in this game, in my opinion, should be that, oh, I forgot I had a macro for that, should be that it's utterly beautiful. That it's an utterly beautiful place. As a malefactor, there's a small percentage chance of me picking those up directly. Looks like I got black coal. There's a book. Excellent. Let's get rid of those bones. And that's an X skills book. Okay, well, can I push? I was having this problem last time. Glad I got the book. I will keep the book, but what button opens my X skills? X skills hotbar switch, yes. But I don't see any X skills open your thing menu here. World edit. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna have to look into what's going on with the X skills not being accessible on the menu. It's not good either way, like it's problematic. But I'm gonna grab this bony soil in the meantime. And we're gonna get rid of these cranberries. Okay. Ooh, I think I see something. Oh yeah. See something up there that we're gonna check out in just a minute. Let me get a few more bony soil. What is that? Oh, that's just a floating flint, okay. And there's a horse. We'll adjust that in just a minute. See, there's a mod called Feverstone Horses that adds horses to the game. I'm not in a position, I don't think, to tame and recruit it yet, but at some point I probably would be inclined to do that. Alright, let me just dig around the perimeter here. Okay. Oh, okay. Boy, those guys are getting aggressive. Okay, so we got a little bit of bony soil. We did a partial... Okay, this guy's following me. Did a partial reconnaissance of that area. But I see something good up here, I think. At least it looked good from a distance. But it's not as good as I thought. It's just granite. I thought it was going to be some chalk-bearing stone. Or, you know, like a lime-bearing stone. So I'm going to keep going back down this way, but let me check this out real quick. What is this? Just a ruin. So if I do Control-Alt-2, that gives me my ruin symbol. But let's grab these up. Okay. Good enough. We need to cross this river. Because I'm curious about going over here now. Those are beautiful, but it's not quite beautiful enough to justify living there, I don't think. Let's see. Probably gonna lose this torch. Don't really have a way across other than just jumping, so... Oh, we made it without losing the torch. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't mind the idea of possibly living somewhere over here. I just don't think it's good enough. It's not good enough for my standards. Probably a lot of this video is going to be me exploring and then cutting my video to get to the fun parts. Here's a fun part. A little cave with some peat there. Here's a little headwater kind of looking thing. Let's just continue going down this way. Now, theoretically, we're close to the granite slate boundary, and I want to stick to slate, I think. I don't mind granite. Granite is just the most generic looking rock in the game, and it's just less exciting than some other rock types. Okay, this is where I was. I'm silly. Can I get this without putting my torch out? Probably not. Nope. Oh, but we do have copper here, so that's cool. If your torch goes out, you can relight it just by shift right-clicking onto it. Alright, so grab that. Yeah, I'll definitely grab this copper. Oh, man, I tried another world before I tried this one. And I gotta be honest, the one really good thing about it is we found tin right away. That's kind of hard to find sometimes, so that's kind of nice. Control-Alt-2. Mark that as well. And this is farming vessel. I'm not going to get that. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't need that. Okay, but we will get some food. Nice, okay. So, if we continue down this way... Oh, I'm seeing a different rock type now. Got chert. Which we love. We love chert. Alright. And we've got clay. This is pretty nice in here. Feels a little bit open and exposed, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, the key on this first episode... I'm really going to want to find a nice, cozy place to set. Ooh, what is this? Brown sedge. What does sedge give me? Does that... Is it just a flower? Oh, it can drop dry grass and brown sedge. Huh. So it's like renewable grass. Interesting. Okay, we've got quartz over there. And I do like these aged logs. That's something the Rivers mod adds. And basically it is a way... What is that? Okay, that was borax for a second. Oh yeah, in my other world that I was just streaming before X-Skills came out, I found so much borax in chert. It was crazy. Okay, let's look on the map. Oh, finally, I was wondering if my trader camp mod was gonna accurately populate. And so let's go check out this trader, which should be right through here. One thing we haven't seen on this particular world yet is a village. I saw one on my last world, but it may have to do with how frequently you, or what your land mass coverage and scale was. Yeah, let's point out this cave. Alright. Theoretically, it should just be right up here. There it is. Control-Alt-1. That. Okay, so here's the trader camp. Now this is the mod that adds more traders to your situation, so you can have a few options. There's some nice beds here as well. There's a skeleton. So tell me all the traders are dead. Is that a thing? Deformed human skull. What the fuck? I seriously think this might be a dead trader camp. Sure looks like it. Okay, well, I was getting excited for the trader mod camp there, but not that exciting. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go up now. Continuing our search for a beautiful place to live. Okay, I think we've emerged in some sort of new kind of place, maybe new kind of plain biome. Very horizontally equal to where we spawned. And we're obviously in Chert here, by the way, like, here's the Chert granite boundary. Like that. But yeah, this looks like more of a plain. Here's a walnut tree. Some tule. This is something they added in 1.19. Turns into thatch when harvested, so it's like slightly more efficient than cutting grass to make your thatch roof. There's a lot of walnut in this area. And here's some flax. We'll take that. I think what I'm gonna do is cut the video here and just pick it up whenever I find the place that I want to live. So we'll pick it up there in just a minute.